Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Fnatic's Rain versus I am MVP here on Antigua Shipyard. I believe Rain spawning on the top left hand side as the red Terran player. Meanwhile, we have MVP spawning as the blue Terran player over here on the bottom right hand side of the map. And this is going to be forced cross spawns. This is the MLG version of the map from MLG Providence 2011. And yep, not going to tell too much about this particular game. I will go into a little bit more detail at the end. I know a lot of you guys out there don't have all the time in the world to view every game from MLG, so I'm just trying to highlight some of them, and then I'll give you an update as to this best of 3 at the end. You can go ahead and cut out early if you would like. Now, Terran versus Terran, one of those matchups where a lot of people don't like mirror matches, but I find mirror matches actually to be rather interesting. You can see what each player is going down. There is a direct correlation as opposed to one strategy versus another. As you can see when they start to branch off, and if they are going for the same strategy, you actually get to see the timing. And the timing is very important. And as I say this, the timing on Rain's barracks is slightly faster than his opponent's. And we'll see if that has any real major impact, as we now also see a refinery coming into play as well. So it looks as though MVP going more a little bit on the tech route. Meanwhile, we are noticing that Rain is not getting a gas, so it looks like he will be going for a 16 command center after this. No, setting up a second barracks in the fog of war. So Rain looking to put down some early pressure with a second barracks, and it looks like he's trying to go for, say, oh, and he's also getting a gas as well. Okay, this is all rather strange. This is not your typical build whatsoever. Upgrading to an orbital command here. He does have double racks here and here. And what is the strategy going to be? That is the key question, as now an SCV does come into play. The SCV going to take a look around. Will MVP actually spot that other barracks? He now is going to go ahead and take a look at the gas, sees the gas up and running, and pretty much says, okay, my opponent is not doing anything too out of the ordinary, but he in fact is doing something rather strange. Double barracks also coming, also training out and pumping out Marines. We see a factory being built on the far side of the map as well. And what I've seen some players do is that they actually lift up the factory, re-land it here, especially on the Antigua version of Shipyard, or the MLG version of Antigua Shipyard, and then the Hellions come in along the far side. You take a look at the SCV. SCV, will he spot it? Oh, yes, he does spot the factory, just ever so barely, and he can see that the factory was under construction. I'm pretty sure you could tell that was a factory or perhaps a barracks, but no real reason to hide a barracks that far away. Now, we are going to land it here, and now we can see that the barracks will be able to start training up Marauders and having them go across the map. There's going to be a very, very fast moving out, as it doesn't have to walk down this ramp and along all of that zigzag there, as an SCV going to just walk along and try to go along the far side. And now we are going to see them walk past this Zelnaga tower here, and now this Marine is going to back off and perhaps be able to intercept it, and yes, it does intercept it. There it goes. So really nicely played once more. We are now getting early ghosts coming in from Rain. Rain going for that early ghost. This is going to be a rather strange strategy. The sniper round, very effective. One sniper round does shoot and kill one Marine, and the ghost does come out with 2 sniper rounds. So this is a rather strange opening, as we are now also getting into a bunker. This bunker on the front door going to cause problems, though, as the bunker is going to pretty much neutralize all of those ghosts, as now in come the Marines. The Marines going to perhaps shoot down the SCV. SCV about to get taken down. Going to perhaps walk back up that ramp now. Does the ghost know? The ghost doesn't have very much, doesn't have a factory, so it's not going to be able to drop a nuke at all. And now all of Rain's crazy strategy is not going to work out well for him. You can see a second command center is currently being built by MVP. Second command center being built by Rain as well. And now Rain has to be very, very careful with these ghosts. These ghosts are going to be his detection against these Banshees. Ghosts do deal 20 damage per attack against a Banshee, and the EMP Shockwave decloaks Banshees, and it also removes the rest of their energy, at least in the early portion of the game, so that they're not going to be able to recloak. We'll see how all of this works. 1 Ghost, 2 Ghosts. The problem is that Ghosts are very, very low on health, only 100 hit points. He really needs those additional Banshees to help, as we now see a Banshee finally come in from MVP. So MVP flying out with this Banshee, looking to get some damage, sees that there is not an expansion, and now simply going to fly in here. What is going to be happening as the Banshee now going after an SCV? SCV does get taken down. Ghost now unable to get an EMP shockwave off, and the Banshee just flying far too fast. Is it going to be able to shoot underneath it is the key question. Yes, and gets the EMP shockwave. Now going after that Banshee there. That Banshee is now dangerously low on energy, and now going after the Ghost Academy. The Ghost Academy, however, oh, is it going to actually get some shots off? No shots off, as we now see some Marines are in that center group still. Command center now upgrading to an orbital command. There is still a tech lab on that low ground there, revealing sight in the center portion of the map, as a Banshee now going to come in across here, reveal the tech lab, but Rain does see this Banshee now, so double Banshees are in play. The Banshee may get shot down. All it needs is another EMP shockwave, down to 54 energy already. There's the lowering of the supply depot. The Ghost going to get that EMP shockwave off, and there it is. But now, Ghost versus Marines, as the Ghost very low on hit points. And now you can see that the Banshee is just going to shoot down this supply depot here and perhaps supply block Rain. MVP in a very dangerous situation. Or sorry, in a very dominant situation, as Rain is in a dangerous situation, as the Banshee now coming back in once more. Now, MVP putting pressure on the mineral line, at the same time putting pressure back over here, taking down the tech lab. SCVs are repairing as the Marines try to shoot back this Banshee. The Banshee once again was decloaked, as the Banshee now comes in and tries to get a bit more damage once more. You can see that even if this has enough energy to cloak right now, it wouldn't last very long, and now being forced to just pull away. But during this time, you can see a large army, and the macro of MVP is so powerful. Now getting siege tanks, siege tech about to be completed, Marines and Marauders being added, double medevacs. But I think this is just going to walk straight into a very, very bad engagement here. Banshees now engaging on the high ground. Siege tanks and Marines down here on the low ground. Banshees now engaging, able to see up onto the high ground. The Marines do not have stim. Banshee gets shot down there, as the siege tanks and Marines may try to engage and now put a siege on the front door. Down goes the back supply depot over here. This Banshee, up to 5 kills, hasn't been able to deal that much damage, but it has been able to apply a lot of pressure and make his opponent not feel comfortable at all. In comes the Marines. The Marines are stim. The Marines are going to stim in and now come in here. Snipe, massive snipe coming in, and all of the Marines were taken down. Nice use of snipe by Rain, and that was easily cleaned up. 72 versus 57. Taking a look at the losses, MVP has lost a little bit more, but he is mining off of an additional set of mineral patches, so he's going to be able to replenish those forces much more easily. Siege tanks, Marines in the center. Oh, this is a trap waiting to happen. There you go. Siege tanks able to get off a 2 quick blast there, and dealing a lot of damage to Rain once more. Command center, orbital command was trying to do something sneaky and land at the gold mineral patches, realizes that it can't, as now the Banshee comes back in once more, and now up to 9 kills, up to 10 kills, and still looking to deal even more damage. The Ghost and Marines now looking to try to equalize this engagement here, but I believe it was spotted ever so barely, and as we now see this Banshee still flying around again. So a new Banshee coming in to engage. The Ghost perhaps going to get an EMP shockwave. No, not enough energy. There is the shot. Quickly losing a Marine there, as now we can see Marines are dropping over here. The Marines do have stim. We are going to have a drop here. Some damage is being dealt. Some snipe onto all of those Marines. And now the siege tank going to get taken down as well. The Ghost getting in a lot of kills. Siege tank still trying to engage. Down the Ghost goes, and 2 more Marines able to escape. Now, 1 Banshee down to 10 hit points, down to 4 hit points, able to escape. No land for a Marine to drop down in order to shoot down that Banshee that's currently there. Meanwhile, this Banshee up to 12 kills, a new missile turret being reestablished here. Missile turrets build relatively quickly. This Banshee is not going to be able to take it down, as there are 2 Marines guarding that missile turret. Combat shield now being researched. Harvester count 34 to 36 as a large group of Marines and siege tanks once again move across the field. One Banshee is currently leading the way. It will be able to reveal sight up onto that high ground, and that, oh, in comes the Banshee. The Banshee is currently cloaked. 3 Marines trying to get underneath it, unable to do so. And now what is going on? There's the scanner sweep. The Banshee's trying to run away, but in comes a group of siege tanks. And that was a beautiful trap set up by MVP, as now we are going to see sieging up from the low ground up onto that high ground. That is going to be dangerous, as I believe the factory is also within range. The factory taking a bit of damage as well. Perhaps going to lose that tech lab. Combat shield will be lost. Now lifting off in order to try to reestablish. Siege tech is not going to be researched, as Rain is in trouble, but the missile turret was able to finish off that second Banshee as well. Marines just getting pummeled by siege tank fire and Banshee fire. It looks like the tech lab is not going to even finish researching, and there is the GG by Rain. Rain losing to MVP here on Antigua Shipyard. Very, very well played. MVP taking time to micro and just apply pressure with 2 Banshees. And during that time, while as he was microing with those Banshees, he was also macroing up a rather large army. Rain did have a very strong counterattack, utilizing Ghost, clearing out Marines, and then pushing out. But I believe his one real problem was that he accidentally revealed a medevac going along the south position for a potential drop. Because of that, the Marines and siege tanks were already traveling back, and I think if Rain had actually applied and actually dealt more damage, perhaps taken down more workers than just the 16 that he was able to kill, this army wouldn't be nearly as large and he would have been able to counter it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between Rain and MVP. Game 1 in the best of 3 series between Rain and MVP.